Welcome to Boy Time Podcast. We're gonna get litty time, yeah. Oh, it's your Boy Time Podcast. Coming in with the slam dunk of a theme song.
Hi ho ho, it's me, Barack Hussein Obama, back at it again with another episode of the Boy Time Podcast. As always, I'm joined by Babby and Paul.
I think you mean John McCain.
Nope. My name is Barack Obama. Watch my new documentary, American Factory. I think that came out 2 years ago, so I don't know.
It's new as of 2 years ago.
That is true, relatively, in the grand scheme of things.
Mm-hmm.
And I think, usually we start off and we kind of ask how everybody's weeks have been. But frankly, I think we need to have a little bit of a moment of silence.
What happened?
Well, the worst thing ever happened a couple days ago. We covered on the podcast probably about a couple weeks ago, maybe a month ago, that Citizen Kane is no longer the highest rated movie on Rotten Tomatoes because there was that review that was like 100 years old and it was, it got dug up and now it's a 99. Well, after that, Paddington 2 was the highest rated movie ever on Rotten Tomatoes. To everybody's chagrin, everybody loves Paddington 2. It's probably the best movie ever.
Do.
Yeah. And unfortunately, 2 days ago, Paddington 2 lost its perfect score on Rotten Tomatoes. It's been dethroned. So a review from 2017 was added. And the guy who wrote it, I saw that he was pretty active on Twitter the past couple of days, apologizing for his actions, as he should. People were really mad at him for like some reason. I don't think he knew the gravity of his review when he wrote it.
He doesn't deserve a voice.
I don't know where he wrote reviews. I just saw that he was just like, yeah, I'm the guy who wrote the review. I'm sorry.
Guys, I'm sorry. This is 4 years ago, please.
I wonder if the Citizen Kane lady was still alive today, if she would be like that. It's kind of an interesting dynamic where
that movie sucks. So
okay, well, maybe if you just count the parakeet part, because that part's too scary. I don't know if you remember that, but that's like one of the only things I remember from the movie is that just randomly in the middle of the movie, the scene transition cuts to a parakeet and it just screams really loudly and then it just cuts away.
Yeah.
Like, what the flip? Apparently, Orson Welles just thought that people were going to be falling asleep in the theaters, so he put that in there to wake people up. Which,
yes, indeed.
Yeah, pretty good. But I think we should have maybe a short 20 seconds of silence to honor Paddington 2.
Who's going to count?
I'll just cue us back in when it's done.
Okay.
Now that somber moment is over, the best movie ever is now Leave No Trace. That movie came out in 2018, and I didn't even know that it existed until they said it was the best movie ever. So maybe I'll watch it eventually, maybe I won't. Who knows? I still haven't seen Paddington 2, if I'm being honest. I've only seen the first one, but we'll see. But that was just a little bit of a cold open start. Gotta get your news somewhere moment. But anyways, we have more like that coming, so stay tuned. But before we continue, how have your guys' weeks been?
Good.
Besides Paddington 2, pretty
Yeah, pretty yeah, my week has been pretty uneventful. I've been watching a couple movies. But I'll probably save that for when we talk about movies, because there's actually a lot of movie news this week.
Whoa.
You know, Paddington 2 was a lengthy topic, but I'll still count it. And then we have to do our season 1 review of Fargo, because we just finished that not like 15 minutes ago. So, we give a first thoughts. We're going to be doing a lot of these just because every season is different. Different time zone, different characters, same place relatively. But so, yeah, we'll talk about season 1. We talked about the movie last week, so it's kind of fresh. But yeah. So I guess without further ado, we'll do the do news roundup. And there's been a lot of news this week. Surprisingly, I was expecting a lot of it to be coming out over the next few weeks because we got E3 and Summer Games Fest and all that kind of stuff. But we actually have a lot of gaming news to get through. So we had like 3 different directs happen. 3 different games had very lengthy presentations. And we even got some new like under the hood kind of announcements. So got some stuff to get through. But I guess we'll start out with what happened first, and that is the Dying Light 2 Direct. Because me and Babby played Dying Light 1. We didn't record it and put it anywhere, but we did play it. And the second one has been kind of in development hell for the past like 3 years. And now it's been like, more details are coming out, and it even got a release date of December 7th. 7th, I said. Sabbath. On the Sabbath, you can play Dying Light 2. Yeah, I was kind of surprised. It seems like they're putting all their chips in the story, which honestly was the weakest part of Dying Light.
It's a horrible idea. Go home. It's a wrap. Game's done.
At least in the presentation. At least probably 2/3 of the presentation was just focused on the story. And I'm like, okay, I don't care about this at all. The cool part was being a parkour guy and, drop kicking zombies across the realm, which still looks like that is going to happen in Dying Light 2.
God.
They showed the gameplay trailer. You can do some pretty cool stuff, some pretty freaky stuff. I think they added I'm getting the games confused because there was 3 of them, but I'm pretty sure there was some sort of parachute. You can fly around. Don't quote me on that one though. I'm not for sure. There's a grappling hook because there was a grappling hook in the first one. And it looks like that combat is going to be better. And I don't think they even showed any guns. It looked like it may only be melee weapons, which, it's fine. I think the guns in the first one were pretty weak, honestly.
I don't think I used a gun.
Yeah.
That game was literally the easiest game I've ever played, but it was more fun to use the melee weapons anyways.
Yeah. And it seems like that the melee weapons are going to have different classes now. So the heavier ones, instead of just swinging it and then having it just be you're punching a punching bag or something and it doesn't have any weight to it. It seems like that they're going to do more damage, and the animations looked better. And it looked like that your weapons had more impact, especially the melee stuff. And then they did actually show someone drop kicking someone off a roof and it sent them flying. So apparently that's as intended. That's one of the craziest things I've ever seen in the first game was where we sent zombies taller than 7 stories and just sent them flying. It's is this intended or is this a glitch? I think that's intended.
As it should be.
As it should be, I think. But there was this really cool part where there was zombies that are on the roof of buildings, and as you're running across, you can tackle the zombie and then have him break your fall on the ground. And it's okay, that's kind of fun. can just ride zombies down, and then the whole time down, the zombie's like, I'm going to eat you, and then it dies because it's a stupid baby. But, that one might be good. Again, I don't know why they spent so much time on the story, because I don't care about the Dying Light story at all. And it was
Probably
pretty
care
good.
about that story as much as I did the Division 2 story. So
Yeah, that's fair.
it's probably like the fourth thing I look for in that game.
Yeah.
So.
And the thing that's cool about what I'll give the story is that it's happening like 30 or I don't remember, but like the first Dying Light is like just as the zombie apocalypse is happening, and it's like only in the city. And then at the time that Dying Light 2 happens, like every single city was like infected by the zombie outbreak, and there's only one city that still has humans in it. And it's like, okay, well, that's interesting, I guess. I still don't think it looks very interesting.
Yeah, I'm only going to care about gameplay.
Yeah.
But the first story was horrible, so.
Yeah, I don't care about the story really. But what goes into that like time gap is that like the zombies have mutated and now there's different variants, which is really just a way to introduce variants, I realize, but they look better. So, because there was like the big guys. That's true. Well, and the first one only had like regular zombies, the zombies that had explosive backpacks, and then the big boys. I'm pretty sure. It's been a minute since I played the first one, but way more variants. And it looks like that the nighttime zombies that are like super freaky, they're even more freaky. I'm like, okay.
Yes, dude.
Sounds fun to me. But so that's Dying Light 2. December 7th of this year, which is big because we didn't know that if that game was even going to be coming out. But looks like it is. But on the same day, I think it was like 2 hours later, we had the Sony State of Play for Horizon 2. And overall, I think it looks pretty good. I tried to play the first one again on my PC, and the PC version is still busted. So Gorilla or Sony or whoever's in charge of the PC port, please fix that, because it is still busted, and I don't know why. Or maybe it's me. I doubt it, because I'm not on like the best settings. I'm on like medium, and it's still like getting me like 5 frames a second. I'm like, oh frick. Well, then I started playing it on my PlayStation, and it was fine. So it was given out for free a couple months ago, so I was able to take advantage of that. But anyways, Horizon 2 is going to be completely different because it's the same game, but it's in a tropical setting as opposed to the winter forest mountain setting, which I think is better. Swimming is like a big thing in Horizon 2, which
Yes,
I'm very excited for water levels in Horizon. I don't know why I'm downplaying the game, because it really looked good, but I just can't anticipate a Metal Gear Solid 2 really bad water level in an open world exploration game. But the combat looks pretty good. You can have like a whole bunch of different like weapons and ammo types, and she was like taking down this big metal mammoth thing, and like all of the metal robots are like turning into like actual. They seem to be based on more like actual dinosaurs or different prehistoric animals. So like the main things that she was fighting were like big raptors, and then when she was in the water, there was a big crocodile, and then the main boss was the guy who was like on a mammoth, and she had like a goo gun, and she had like an explosive bow thing, and I was like, okay, it looks pretty fun.
Goo gun used.
I do say goo gun. She did shoot a goo gun at the mammoth, and then it got all sticky. Like, okay, that looks pretty fun. And some of the animations look better. You can tell that people that they heard that complaint, because the animations in the first game are bad. I don't think there's any skating around it. As I was trying to play it again, I'm like, man, it is really bad. The cut scenes aren't horrible, but as soon as you get into the because it has like Skyrim or Knights of the Old Republic or any of those RPGs, it has like conversations that aren't in-game cutscenes that you can like choose options for. And whenever you're in those, the computer animated animations, they're like half done. And I'm like, oh man, it just takes you out immediately. It seems they have learned their lesson because the trailer opens with an animation and facial. I'm like, okay, they heard the criticism and they've fixed that, so that is good. And I think that is one of the main criticisms with Horizon is that. And I think a lot of, especially in the beginning of Horizon, I haven't played very much, but it has that freaking FAQ thing, which is a coin that term I'm going to be coining after that new Donkey video, the Resident Evil one, where every single in response to everything that happens, every character is like, "What is that? Whoa! What is this?" It's like, stop, just show me. You don't have to ask a question and then have a random NPC be like, "This is the mother's heart, and it is where every mother lives, and we love everybody except for the outcasts because you guys are stupid." It's like, I don't care. But overall, Horizon 2 looked pretty good. And then they were like, okay, it's coming soon. And then they didn't give a date, even though it looks like pretty much done. And I was like, oh, that is a surprise to be sure. Because the gameplay demo was like straight 15 minutes of actual gameplay, like pretty similar to the Ratchet and Clank one that just happened a couple months ago. And that game's coming out in a little under a week at the time of, well, no, in about a week from the time of this video. And yeah, that game looks great. And it's like, yeah, it's coming out in a couple months. And now this Horizon one comes out, and then they're like, yeah, this is going to come out sometime. Probably holiday of this year. Or if they really want to push it, summer of next year, but I really doubt it. It seems like a summer game because it's a tropical setting.
Yeah.
We'll see. We'll have to see when Nintendo drops Breath of the Wild, and I wonder if that's what they're waiting on, because, Horizon and Breath of the Wild came out at the same time, and they were compared to a lot. Even though I don't see a lot of similarities between the two, Horizon just kind of seems like a better Assassin's Creed, and Breath of the Wild is one of the most innovative games ever. So I don't know how those two are essentially comparable. They're just both open worlds, and they have a little bit of survival elements to it. But, they might be waiting, and then when Nintendo is like, hey, Breath of the Wild coming out, and then, they give the release date, and then Sony's going to be like, okay, we're going to release it at the same time again. I doubt it, but just maybe a little bit of a funny goof.
Maybe.
So we had that. That was another direct. And then the next day, there was a Far Cry 6 thing. And I have to be honest, I didn't watch it. I didn't watch the whole presentation, mainly because I had just watched 2 the day before, and I'm like, I need to not do this all the time. I'm not a professional games journalist, but I did watch the trailer. So, looks pretty good. In terms of graphics, I wasn't super impressed, but it's an Ubisoft game, so I don't know what I was expecting. Gameplay looks pretty good. They have like some new gadgets and stuff. Like I think one of the main characters had like a backpack that looked like a bunch of PVC pipes, and I'm like, why is she wearing that? That looks kind of stupid. And then she leaned down, and it was like a Boba Fett like missile launcher thing. I'm like, whoa, okay, that's kind of sick. So if I can shoot missiles out of my backpack in Far Cry 6 at Gus from Breaking Bad, that would be the best game ever.
It would.
So hopefully that's good. No word on co-op. Far Cry 5 was like very much
Game's
like
useless if there's no multiplayer.
Yeah, because I think most of the Far Cries are not co-op. If I am familiar, only Far Cry 5, which is good. I would like to play that with someone. I've played it a while ago, so it's pretty good. I mean, not like fantastic, but it's pretty good.
It's fun and stupid.
It's fun and stupid, and you can throw things at people,
yeah,
and that's
like-
probably the best part of Far Cry
like
5.
literally the bar is so low that something like that seems enticing to me right now. So
I mean, it is fun. I enjoy
oh
it.
yeah, it is.
Yeah. And I was just surprised. I was like, the trailer didn't say anything about co-op, and then I looked it up, and it said that there is co-op in it. It's only 2 players, and I'm like, okay. I don't know how old that information is, or even if it's still true.
It would be suicide if there's no co-op. It wouldn't make sense for it to not to be.
I know, but this is Ubisoft we're talking about.
Oh yeah.
So we'll see, I guess. They are supposed to be at Summer Games Fest and E3, so I don't know if we're going to be getting more information there. I don't know why so many game studios are doing these huge game directs when you could have just waited a week and a half and have it be a part of your E3 Summer Games Fest showcase.
They all need their own spotlight.
I
They
guess.
don't get lost in the news.
Right, but I don't think anyone's talking about Dying Light 2 anymore. It's like, because you put it right before the Horizon and Far Cry 6. So, I saw Jeff Keighley talking about it, but that's Jeff Keighley. So, oh, and Sonic Colors got announced. The new one.
Yes.
That should be in the Who Cares segment.
In the news that nobody... Well, people cared. That's like one of the best Sonic games, according to the Sonic fandom. So take that with a grain of salt. But they say that one is the best one. Or not the best one. I think of the new Sonics, I think Sonic Generations is still people's favorite. And then it's Sonic Colors. And then it's probably Sonic 06, probably. Which is a hilarious joke that all the Sonic fans will get. But they did a Sonic Direct. I think it's like Sonic's 30th anniversary or something, which makes sense because Mario just had his 35th anniversary. So around the same time, it makes sense. But they announced the new 3D Sonic game, and I don't even think it had a title, or if it did, it wasn't original enough for me to remember. So it sounds about on par with 3D Sonic games. And then they announced that they were going to be remastering Sonic Colors, which a lot of people were excited for. And I'm like, okay, good for you. But yeah, that's the who cares news, I guess. I guess Sonic people care about that. But I think that's most everything I had for gaming. We just have 2 little small under the hood. I'll call this the under the hood segment. Because I don't know if you guys saw this, but Epic Games, everybody's favorite game studio, they announced and showcased the Unreal Engine 5, which Unreal Engine 4, I think it's not too far-fetched to say it's one of the best engines that you can use right now, especially for indie people. Like, it's better than Unity, so there's that. But I gotta say, this engine, the tech demo that they showed looked really cool. And honestly, I don't even know if next-gen consoles are even going to be able to run it. Like, okay, cool, Epic. But it was basically just like a little thing where there was like a protagonist, and then she had like some kind of like magic power that she can shoot like a laser, and it looked like really cool. And I'm like, okay, this looks like on par with like a PS5 thing. And then the main boss showed up in the tech demo, and it's like this big knack looking robot guy. And according to Jeff Keighley, he had 50 million polygons on his model. And I'm like, what the? They had 50 million polygons on that model? So I guess you could say that this is going to probably fry the GPU of every console that goes that hard. I don't even know how many PCs could even handle running models that big. Like, that's really intense.
Maybe a later 2000 series at minimum.
Yeah, I don't know. So
20,
far,
I guess.
it's looking pretty unaccessible or inaccessible. Whatever,
Especially since
same
you
thing.
can't get any 2000 series or 3000 series nowadays.
Yeah,
If you had to have 50 million polygons on one model, you're doing character design wrong. So it's probably just to showcase what they can do.
yeah. I don't think
Oh yeah,
everybody's gonna
that's
get
yeah,
it,
that's
but I'm just saying this engine is
Yeah.
capable of like really pushing the limit of GPU
you're not
hardware and
putting
everything.
4000 series for that one.
I mean, they were able to run it on whatever they run, but they probably have some
Probably.
really high-end
3090.
stuff. Nah,
5980X.
yeah, that's it.
That is totally cool.
But that was pretty exciting. I saw a lot of game people being like, "Whoa, this is crazy," and it was pretty crazy. But I don't think we're gonna see anything made with it in a really long time because they just showed it off, and games take like 10 years to make if you're Rockstar. So just use Rockstar standards from now on. Cause what was the gap? GTA 5 and then Red Dead. Red Dead came out in 2019. GTA came out like
Like
2013.
7 years.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's going to take a while for people to make the Unreal Engine, and maybe by the time game studios can make games under the new Unreal Engine, people will be able to get new graphics cards and stuff.
Oh, for sure.
So that's pretty exciting, I guess.
Yeah.
But in other under the hood news, it is, Valve is reportedly making a handheld PC. I don't know if you guys have seen this. It looks pretty similar to the Switch, but I don't think it has the Joy-Cons. It's just like a big Game Gear, and they're calling it Steam Pal.
Mhm.
So when we were wondering what is going to come to Summer Games Fest from Steam Valve, I think
Got a
that's
game.
probably it. So get ready, because now you can play
Left 4 Dead 2.
yeah, play Left 4 Dead 2 on your handheld PC.
Whatever games that the thing can handle.
I mean, the Switch can't handle anything. I mean, it's been like 4 years since the Switch came out, but like, I don't
Yeah.
know. It's a handheld.
What are you gonna play freaking Euro Truck Sim 2 on it or something?
Yes, that's what I want
Well,
to play.
actually, you probably could play that, but like, it's just such
I
a
won't.
small screen that it won't be working. Yeah.
But now you can play it on the plane. So I think I speak for everybody when I say, let's all get the Switch Pal, and then we're going to play games on it together.
And I'd rather just use my laptop that can like fold in the way that makes it look like a big tablet. So, and it's probably just
I'd
better
rather
anyway.
just use the gaming laptop I have next to me instead of buy Valve's overpriced piece of crap.
It'll probably be like $600 knowing
Yeah.
Valve pricing.
I
Well, that's like a
can't
console. I'm like thinking 1,000 for good hardware.
yeah, I mean, if it's Valve.
It's gonna be as expensive as an entire index with the towers and stuff. Just get the index at that point.
Yep.
Probably should.
If Valve's trying to go for top of the line new stuff, that's what they do with the index.
Yeah. And actually, funny story. So I actually knew about that before because like a week ago there was like leaked stuff. So and there's like leaked like there it was little stuff like it was like on like controller left, controller right or something.
Oh.
And people in the VR area were like, "Are they finally gonna make another headset? Are they finally maybe gonna make like a Quest 2 competitor?" No, it's a Switch for Steam.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's so stupid.
Come on.
Yeah, I don't know.
Valve as a company is pretty awful, and I expect
Yeah.
nothing from them.
Yeah.
But yeah,
They don't get it. I don't think they know who their audience is as Steam, where it's like the
Yeah.
PC Master Race people are not going to be getting a Steam Pal.
No.
I don't even
Like,
know who is going to be getting a Steam Pal.
I mean, probably more of people would get that than they get a new headset, but like,
Yeah.
come on.
It's pretty casual though, and Steam is
Yeah.
not for casual gamers.
not for casuals.
Yeah. If you can't
Valve
at least
literally
play
could
it,
have like used their resources to just make another game during this game drought.
Yep.
But we need a Switch competitor. That's what the gaming industry needs, is a Switch competitor.
Who? No, we don't. Nintendo's just off doing weirdo stuff right now. They literally like you don't
Valve's
need to
like, I
compete
want
with
to be
them.
a weirdo also
Okay.
for no reason.
Yeah. Well, if it's $1,000, yeah, try
Just buy
getting
a
more
gaming
people to
laptop.
buy it. Yeah.
literally, I don't know if gaming laptops have the thing where you can like fold it so it's like a tablet, but I mean, still a gaming laptop is gonna be better than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's pretty stupid. But honestly, par for the course.
Mhm.
So I guess we'll see.
Nothing less. So
This is all still allegedly. Like
Mhm.
Paul said, these are all leaks. But
makes
Maybe it
complete
is
sense,
still a
though.
headset, please.
it does make sense. And this was on IGN.
Mhm.
So I mean, not the most reputable source, but I mean they have sources. So I mean, we'll see on June 10th or whenever Valve's showcase is. So we'll see. But that is all we have for Epic Gaming news.
Including big games.
And I think I'll do you know what? I'll do show news because I only have one and it's gaming related. But
Oh,
we got another person cast in the Last of Us show. I'm sure Babby already saw this, but you didn't?
nope.
Oh, okay.
oh,
It isn't huge, but Merle Dandridge is now playing Marlene in The Last of Us, who, as we all know, was the leader of the Fireflies in the first game. That is the voice actor who played Marlene in the game.
Famously dead in the second game. Oh, it's the voice actor.
It's the
Oh,
same person. So
nice.
she is reprising her role. I think this is the only person that is confirmed to do so.
That's good.
Yeah. And she looks like Marlene. So, like, pretty good casting, and she has the voice. So, kind of a no brainer.
Yeah.
I just figured, hey, might as well, bring it up. We are following that show with a keen eye. So we'll see. We'll see if Neil Cuckman says anything else over the next couple of days.
Neil Soyboy Cuckman.
Neil Soyboy Cuckman, as I like to call him.
Of course.
Yes.
what a pet.
Yeah. And I guess we can use this show transition period to talk about our new favorite show, Fargo Season 1.
Yes, dude.
So, Babby, tell me what's your favorite part about Fargo Season 1?
The accents, probably.
Yeah,
Nice.
that's fair. I actually made a note that the acting in this show is really good. I don't think there's a bad actor. I don't think. Nothing is coming to mind. I think it has like really interesting characters. If you ask me. Lester, pretty bad guy, if you ask me. But
He's just a loser.
he's a loser, and then he's like, I want to not be a loser anymore. And then
And he became a bigger loser.
I guess I should probably put spoilers. Spoy boy warning.
It's pretty, like every time we talk about a show now, spoiler warning.
Yeah, we are reviewing Season 1. If you haven't seen Fargo yet, watch the movie first and then the show. What I was saying is, I think I was talking about the characters in the show.
You were indeed.
We were talking about Lester, kind of a stupid idiot,
Mm-hmm.
Dummy.
kills his wife in the first episode, gets his
Kills
wife
his wife
killed
in the second to last
again.
Again.
Again, he gets another wife and then he kills her.
Kills her again.
Well, he doesn't directly kill the second
He
wife,
kills her.
but he does kill her, yeah. Because he's like getting hunted by this guy, and then he's like, I need to pick up our passports at the office, but then he knows that the guy is in the office, so he sends in his wife with his coat and her, like, she puts the hood up, so then the bad guy thinks that she is him, and then he just kills her, and then he's like, oh, I didn't expect that to happen. It's like, you're a stupid idiot, Lester.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, he's pretty good. I think the pair of the deaf guy and the interpreter. I really like their dynamic. Of like they're the bad guys, but like there's a little bit of they have a little bit of a spice, you know, because there's a lot of like shows that'll have like the duo bad guy, like Breaking Bad has the duo bad guy with the assassin brothers. Their deal is that they don't talk and that they get killed by Hank, the best character. I guess I probably shouldn't have said that because it's just a random spoiler.
You're
For
spoiling everything. already.
But this one is a little different in that only one of them doesn't talk. So I guess you could say this one is really a breakthrough masterpiece. But unfortunately, they do get killed like halfway into the show. So does it even matter? I don't know. But I think overall this show is pretty good. But I do have some criticisms for it. My main criticism being it is way too reliant on the movie, which makes sense because the show came out like 25 years after the movie came out. And so they were like, well, let's just make Fargo the show. And so then they did. But like there's this side plot about the blackmail guy, and his thing is that he gets the money from the movie, which is completely fine. But it's like probably more than half the show is spent on this guy and Lorne Malvo like trying to kill him. And it's like, okay, I get it that this is from the movie, but Lorne Malvo is not a main character. I guess it does kind of help like kind of raise his status of being like this super edgy cool guy. But he just gets murked by a mailman in the last episode anyways. So is he really that good of a guy? He also fell for Lester's dirty trick.
Oh, Lester.
So I don't know. There's some stuff where it's like, I think there should be references to the movie. And if you want to show that guy who he got the $1 million just on the side of the road, like from the movie, and he starts a grocery chain, and I think that's fine. I think that would be good to show some loose ends that are present from the movie, have them be resolved in the show. I think that's a good idea. It's just that I think they spent too long lingering on that and not enough time really expanding on the kind of base that they had in their own original material, which I really like. I like the dynamics between Molly and Gus, Gus's daughter, Molly's dad. I like Saul's character, Bob Odenkirk, the chief.
Bob Odenkirk.
His character is great. Character. Yeah, he's great. Even Key and Peele, like I really like their dynamic of like Peele is the straight guy. Key is kind of the goofy, bumbling FBI agent, which I mean, they're both kind of bumbling FBI agents, but
kind of traded the roles randomly.
They kind of did. I liked the dynamic more in the beginning where it was like, okay, these guys really dropped the ball and they're both stupid. But then randomly, once they get to Bemidji, they have the authority of the FBI to call in backup, even though they're I don't know what you would even call them. They just work in the file room. So I don't know, but I liked the dynamic between them, at least at the end, where it was like, Peele's like, you're such a stupid idiot. And I think Lorne Malvo is good. He's a good antagonist. I like his kind of like chaotic, neutral kind of attitude where he like murders everybody indiscriminately, but like he's also has that like I bring up American Psycho so much when we talk about shows, but he has like the mask that like you can like see on the outside, and he's like this like well maintained, like a good guy, and then just like randomly he'll like twist and then like turn into like this super evil dude. I even thought that Lorne Malvo was a cool guy when he started doing the finger guns and saying aces. I'm like, oh, that's a cool guy. But then he turned out not.
Cool guy the whole series. What you talking about?
He just never said aces, and I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah,
I get it now. But yeah, that is very American Psycho. So Yeah, I think overall, I think Fargo is a good watch. I think I probably didn't enjoy it as much the second time, which is odd. But I'm excited to see the second season. I'm excited to see where the show goes from here because they've gotten the fan servicey movie reference stuff out of the way, and now they can just like we need to make our own show. So I'm excited for that. So we'll see over the next couple weeks. That series review will be in 2 weeks because there's 10 episodes and we watch an episode a day. So 2
It's
weeks
nice
from
having
now.
a show that doesn't make me think.
No, it's just kind of fun Coen Brothers schlock,
Yeah.
not schlock in the bad way, but schlock in the not BoJack, not Mr. Robot. Yeah, it's nice. So we got some good stuff. Oh, and I also wanted to bring up how bad the special effects were in this show.
Oh yeah, they're awful.
The practical stuff is pretty good. When Lester gets shot and how his injury evolves over time as he get more and more infected. That scene where he like squeezes the pus out of the wound is one of the most uncomfortable I've ever been. Second only to the Kill Bill step on the eyeball scene. But that looks really good. It's all of the fake stuff that looks really bad. There's a lot of CGI blood. There's in the Lorne Malvo shooting up everybody in Fargo scene, a window gets cracked, and you can tell that is obviously CGI'd in. It does not look very good at all. But it's an FX show, which doesn't usually have a lot of, special
FX.
effects. It does not have a lot of FX, dude.
Oh.
I mean, but it's better than an AMC show. So there's
AMC
that.
has better effects though.
They have like better practical stuff when it
And
comes
better
to.
shows.
Well, that is true. What am I thinking of?
I don't know.
Maybe I'm.
AMC's like the worst thing to compare it to because it beats them in every category.
Maybe I should. I don't know what I'm thinking of. I don't know. I should have said a better studio, and I apologize to AMC because you have.
You're thinking like USA.
I am thinking USA. That is correct. Yeah, it was better than USA.
CIS looking effects.
Yes. But Mr. Robot didn't rely on those too much towards the end.
No.
So that was
And they looked good at the end too. So
yes. So I think that's probably what's going to happen here. Fargo is very popular now. I mean, not like super, but it is like very critically
people
well
talked
received.
about it. So.
Yes. So we'll see. I hope it's good. But that's all we have for show news. We have music news. I don't have a lot of music news. There was one thing that was announced today. I have more movie stuff, but not a lot. So, should we do music and then we'll do music roundup and then we'll do movie and then movie roundup?
Sure.
Okay. For music news, we had our good friend RMR, Rumor, whatever you want to call him. He announced a tour. He's going to be touring around, I guess. No locations added, so I don't know if I'll go see him. But if he comes by, I'll probably go. I'll go see him. But that's all I have for music news. There's not a lot of information.
I literally cannot see you at an RMR concert. That's like a really funny picture in my head.
I'd go to an RMR concert. I don't go to a lot of concerts, period. But it would have to be someone I really like. And I like RMR. It's going to be a really short show. He's only released an EP. I guess this would be the LP tour.
Yeah. It would have to be.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. He released the poster and then all of them are blurred, all the locations. So I'm sure if you like got your detective cap on and your magnifying glass, you could figure it out, but I can't. And he's probably going to release it over the next couple days anyways, so whatever. But yeah, I think there's a few artists I want to go to a concert right now. That was really poorly worded, but I would love to see Phil Collin, James Taylor, RMR, Post, I would see Lil Nas X if he came by. It wouldn't be something I would travel a long distance for. I don't know if I would travel.
For a ticket.
Hmm?
You'd be paying $250 for a
For
ticket.
Lil Nas, yeah. It would have. You would have to come to, like, right next to me, and then I would be like, okay, maybe, because that would be the price of travel and a ticket if it was super expensive. But I doubt he's gonna be coming here, so probably not even something I have to worry about. But yeah, that's all I have for music. But I think I'll turn it over to Babby because he's more of the music man. Starring Gene Kelly.
Music Mindy.
Yeah.
You call me in high school.
Oh, that's fun.
What do we have this week?
no.
Let me check. Had Mariba. I thought it was an album. It's an EP. Still 7 songs, 21 minutes, so it's a lengthy EP.
Okay.
Zeeb is the title. Pretty standard stuff for her, I would say. Not doing anything crazier out of her wheelhouse, but still pretty dang good R&B. I could tell she kind of took the spillage and stuff that she was on last year and kind of put it into her own personal stuff. It's a lot more kind of intimate, but like having backing vocals from more people, so it's not like too isolated. Pretty decent. And then the new DMX posthumous album, I guess it is now, came out
How was
on
that?
Friday. It was pretty good. I think this was done before he died, so it's not a quote unquote posthumous. It just came out after he died, I would say.
Okay.
Because it was done.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, some of the songs he sounded really rough on.
Oh.
So you can tell which ones that were recorded like very, very like soon, and ones that were recorded years ago. Like there's a Jay-Z and Nas song that was recorded in like 2012 that's on here.
Oh.
So that took a while to come out, but that song's pretty dang good. Apparently it had Ludacris on it back in 2012 when it first released or like surfaced online. They took him off of it for some reason. Would have been a nice addition, I think.
Oh.
The Lil Wayne feature was fantastic. I didn't expect Lil Wayne to be like one of the top features here, but wowie wow.
Really?
Apparently, Pop Smoke was supposed to be on a song, but label issues, so that's unfortunate. He had a song with all of the Griselda members, which is really fantastic. The issue is it's a Griselda song and not a DMX song because DMX shows up at the end for like 30 seconds.
Oh, yeah.
And he sounded really rough. So I'm guessing this is kind of like a Westside reached out or DMX reached out to Westside Gunn and was like, hey, can we do a song? And that was like probably pretty recent before he died, I would imagine.
Mm.
Just considering the timeline of all of this. So yeah, he's on a rough on it, but the song is great. It's just more of a featuring DMX thing than it is featuring Griselda. Because when you have 3 rappers that are the best out right now, it's kind of hard to match their energy when your voice is literally dying on you.
Well, how did he? It was a drug overdose, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
But he was sounding really rough before then, though.
Mm.
I mean, I can imagine. I don't know if he was a smoker or not, but just all of his songs where he's like, X gonna give it to you. He's screaming the whole time. That's all he does when he raps.
Yeah.
So vocal cords are probably giving out on him pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
But I think Nas stole this whole album. Like Nas is on here twice, and both verses are just A game. Like, why don't you rap this good on your own album from last year? Come on, you won a Grammy for it somehow, but come on.
He did?
Yeah.
Oh.
Usher's on it.
Oh.
So if we're wondering what Usher's up to, that's what he's up to, I guess.
He's on one DMX song.
Yes.
Okay.
But overall, pretty good. I forgot this thing was coming out. They teased the Griselda song on like a Wednesday, and I was anticipating it after that song. I think it lives up. I don't think people's expectations were too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, pretty dang decent. Yeah, there's so many good rap albums out this year. Kind of crazy. was literally talking like in February how I wasn't listening to a lot of rap music because I've kind of heard everything, and then like banger after banger after banger after banger.
There's just been a lot of stuff coming out.
Yeah,
Just because people are going to be able to tour again.
exactly.
Yeah. Which
I
is
don't
good.
know if I have any dates for future things coming out. I feel like I do, but nothing that I can remember right now. I think Billy's releasing in July.
Yeah, that sounds right.
That's the only set date we have right now, I think.
Yeah. I think that is true.
That's all I got.
Silk Sonic performed at the iHeartRadio Awards, and they just went on saying, haha, you guys are never getting the album, and just making me look like a stupid idiot. So I don't appreciate
Yeah, I told you.
I know. I wasn't like expecting them to be like it's gonna come out like right now. I just would have appreciated a release date.
No, yeah, that's not even gonna happen. Don't get your hopes up.
This album has to come out within the next like 3 months, and they have to market it. And they haven't even given a release date yet.
I don't know. Summer's looking hot. They might hold off.
This album is not gonna feel the same if it comes out in October.
What about next summer?
Oh, if they do that. Oh, if they do that. I'm gonna be
they
angry.
better do it. They better do it.
I'm gonna be the angriest man. This is going to be the Angry Time podcast.
Oh, I want to see that.
Yeah, I think the smart thing to do is not pay attention to them.
Well, I'm following them on Twitter just in case.
Maybe don't.
Well, I need to see if they do a release date.
Yeah, but they're just gonna debate you over and over again.
They haven't like
because they have to
don't
keep
tweet.
the word in their mouth somehow.
Yeah. Well, they don't tweet a lot. So like they tweet like every 2 weeks or something, and then it's something like.
I just find it annoying when they keep performing the same song over and over again. So
yes.
I'm in the not interested field, so release it when you want to, and it'll be good. But like, chill.
I don't have anything anticipated right now. I mean, there's the RMR album, there's the Lil Nas X album, there's probably a Post album just because he's at the Utah festival and he's headlining Lala, I think.
Dude does have hits after hits after hits though, so he doesn't really need new material.
No, he doesn't. But it just, I guess, yeah.
He's not one of those that needs to like go on an LP tour.
No, he doesn't. It would be like I don't know. I guess he doesn't need to, but it just seems like there's a lot of things that he's doing all at once, and it just seems like there would be, but there's nothing confirmed. Oh, and the John Mayer album, but yeah, we don't know when that's coming out either. And he's gone radio silence on TikTok. He hasn't posted anything since May 2nd. So yeah, John Mayer's probably dead. So, which I guess Taylor Swift would be fine with. It's a little bit of a drama reference for all of the funny guys out there.
No, that's a drama alert.
No, that's a drama.
Yeah. I mean, music stuff I listened to this week. I listened to nothing new really. Just looking at my recently played, I listened to the first song in Aja by Steely Dan. It was decent. I was like that. I saw the cover and it was under soft rock classics. So I'm like, that's soft rock. I didn't know anything about Steely Dan, and then I was like, okay, yeah, that makes sense. It was decent. I listened to the freaking Castaways song by the Backyardigans because Fantano made a video about it, and it showed up in my recommended, and I'm like, oh, that sounds funny. And then I was like, okay, I don't know why people are talking about it.
You don't watch the video, you just listen to the song.
No, I watched a video.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
But he was saying that like he had gotten the song recommended to him. I'm like, why are people recommending this?
It's just one of those YouTube recommended random things that are popping up.
Yeah, well, I watched his video that he did because Fantano called out Donkey, and then Donkey made the
big drama Monday.
That was a very big drama Monday, and so I think Fantano's just been in my recommended now.
Mm.
So that showed up, and I'm like,
It's
oh,
all
that
clever
sounds funny.
ploy.
It was a clever ploy, but. And then I listened to the first 3 songs on the Olivia Rodrigo album because people were talking about it, and it's decent.
Okay. I expect you to not be like the person that would listen to that one. It's kind of like it's like a Phoebe Bridgers lane kind of.
I don't think she's Phoebe. Like, it doesn't sound like that, really. I mean, kind of in vocal quality in the big song for Driver's License. That one was big on TikTok. But the first one is like a alt song almost. And then the second song is like a stripped down ballad. And then the
Yeah.
third song is Driver's License. And I'm like, okay, this is really interesting.
That's pretty cookie cutter indie pop record, indie rock record at this
Yeah.
point.
So I was like, that's interesting. I don't really care much for her voice, really. I mean, it's fine. I don't think she's really anything to write home about. There's nothing super stylized about it where it would be like, that's interesting. Like, it isn't like a Phoebe Bridgers or Billie Eilish where it's like, okay, there's something about it that's different and that's cool. But it also isn't like super good, like Casey Musgraves or I don't know, even something like Mariah Carey, where it's like technically impressive. And it's like, I don't know. She's just kind of like Deese. The songwriting was okay. I think she's just like, she's 18. So like, she's super young. And I think just a lot of the songwriting and vocal quality will improve in time. Maybe. She's obviously, well, I mean, vocal cords develop for a while. So over the next couple years, we'll probably see her voice change. Obviously, Billie Eilish's voice changed, so I guess we'll see in a couple years. But that's all the music stuff I listened to. Listen to 24 Karat Magic, you coward. I'm still going strong. It's
Nice.
so flipping good. I don't know if I brought up, there's only one song I don't like, but I still don't like it. So I can't say it's no skips because there is one skip. And it is the third song. So yeah, listen to that. And I'm still listening to Damn, which I don't know why I love this album so much. It's just like a big puzzle box that I just love listening to, which is weird. I have been watching some of the Fantano stuff that's been showing up, just the like Let's Argue and stuff, just because it's fun. And he talks about Damn being like not very good, and I'm like, frick, dude, I love Damn.
That's literally what the whole donkey video was. So.
I know. But
That man got ripped a new one when that review came out.
Fantano?
Yeah.
That doesn't surprise me.
Seven's a pretty positive score, but
Yeah.
yeah, he still got kind of owned on that one.
I don't think Damn is perfect. I just really like it. I like a lot of bad stuff. I don't know if you've seen our favorite albums video.
Oh, I have.
But I like a lot of bad music.
Even though that list probably isn't too accurate anymore.
No, but I would keep Gorilla and Walking Man on the list. I don't know if I would put them. Walking Man is still probably in my top 10, but I don't think Gorilla would be. Yeah, I don't know. We'll see if we do another one of those 5 years from now or so.
I don't know. We just need a different video format for it, for us to sit down and talk again. Because we can't really do albums of the year because I'm the only one that listens to more than like 5 that came out like current year.
Yeah. I listen to a lot of stuff. I'm starting to listen to a lot of new stuff just because people are talking about it and I don't do a lot. So I'm like, okay, I'm not doing anything else. It's easier than having to set aside time to watch a movie. I can just put on an album while I'm playing like Picross or whatever. So it's pretty easy.
This guy plays Picross in his downtime.
It's fun. I like fun puzzle-shaped games. like Minesweeper and stuff like that. But that is all for Music Mondays. Let's go over to movie news because we have a decent
Movie
amount of
Menundays.
movie Menundays. Movie monotonous.
Movie monopolies.
Yeah, movie monopoly. And first thing in movie news, we just need to remind everybody that Paddington 2 is no longer the best movie.
It is the best movie. Don't let critics tell you what to think.
I specifically wrote in
Guys
my
been going on and on about, oh, this one still has 100. I'm like, no, Paddington 2 is the best movie.
I was just looking up what else had 100.
It's irrelevant what's next, you know? Paddington 2 held the throne, and it's been
For a little bit.
wrongfully dethroned.
I don't know if wrongfully dethroned is the right because
Wrongfully
Citizen
dethroned
Kane
is
got the same thing.
Well, Citizen Kane sucks, so it's in black and white. Are you kidding me? Like, I'm not going to laugh at Citizen Kane, but a hilarious
not.
British teddy bear? Are you kidding me?
It's hilarious.
You're not supposed to laugh at Citizen Kane.
Well, good movie should make me laugh.
Is that your criteria for good movie?
Yep.
Okay.
Schindler's
Yeah.
List? There's a joke in there somewhere.
There is not a joke in Schindler's List. I can't think of a single movie that any other movie probably has one joke in it. I think you named the one movie that has ever come out that has absolutely zero jokes in it.
What about Stuart Little? That has a lot of jokes, but is
Stuart
it good?
Little's fantastic. Yeah.
Oh,
I'm still waiting
I
for
hate
Stuart Big,
Little.
Yeah, Stuart Big sequel.
Clifford type situation.
Yikes.
Yeah, I think my notes, I wrote Paddington 2 is no longer the best movie. The best movie ever is now Leave No Trace. So
You're a coward.
I am a coward, but I just thought-
So-called free thinkers on Paddington 2 doesn't become the best movie of all time.
You know what? I'll watch
Immediately
Paddington
jump
2.
ship.
I'll watch Paddington 2 this
You
week,
will.
and then I'll do a review of Paddington 2. And then you can add me to the Rotten Tomatoes. We'll see.
See, I already won this conversation just because the internet's against him as well.
I just said you could
Yeah.
add me to Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That would be nice.
That would be fun, I think.
Still be 99%, but
Yeah, I think so. But that's that for movie news. We got a weirdo one coming. There's a Portal movie in development by Jonathan
only Portal movie
Abrams.
that's relevant is our playthrough on the Boy Time channel.
Not yet. Is it out
will be.
yet? Well, I mean, I don't know. This podcast is coming
It's
out
not
on
going to
Monday.
be up by the time.
Okay, so it's
Monday
coming
or
out soon. We're playing Portal 2. But they're making a movie, and it's directed by Jonathan Abrams, and
Yes, dude.
published by our good friends at Warner Brothers.
Yes, dude.
So
Oh, Lola Bunny's in it.
probably
Yes,
that
dude.
just gives them an excuse to put GLaDOS in Space Jam 3.
Yeah. Maybe they hit a Portal thing in Space Jam too, since the deal is probably
Ooh.
done. You know?
Maybe. You never know. We'll see on July 18th.
Oh, boy.
I don't
Yeah,
have
well,
I don't know when it is. I think
It's like
around
July
there.
6th, I think.
I look up the Space Jam 2 release date so much.
Maybe someday it'll get closer.
It's July 16th. I was so close.
No, it's later than what
I had
you
the last
said.
number right.
Yeah. In societal news, Joker 2 was confirmed to have Todd Phillips come back and write it, who was the writer and director of the
out?
first one. Honestly, I forgot how not bad, but how not skilled in drama Todd Phillips is, because he's basically just done the Hangover movies and the Joker. So I don't know why the Joker turned out as
Perfect
decent as it
portfolio.
did. No, because the Hangover movies are bad.
Aren't they
What?
supposed to be?
I think they're supposed to be comedies, but they aren't even like good comedies.
Get it? Comedy's bad.
Comedies, nut.
You can't say that on the pod. I'm sorry.
it's like-
You're kicked out.
Frick.
Why so serious with the Joker movie, and then he makes the Hangover movies too? So it's like it's
Okay,
perfect.
that does make sense.
Indeed.
So I guess we'll see. No word from if Joaquin Phoenix is going to be returning. Although that would be really weird if they had a different cast for the new Joker movie.
You better return.
I hope so. He was the best part of that movie.
They get Pete Davidson to play the Joker.
He is in the new Suicide Squad movie.
It's true.
Subscribe.
And then, in last but not least for movie news, we had a trailer for Edgar Wright's new movie Last Night in Soho, baby.
Yes.
It looks pretty good.
It's spooky.
It looks it doesn't look scary like it's supposed to be. I know it is going to be, but the trailer didn't really do a good job of showing that. And honestly, weird it's weirdo stuff. He's probably gonna release it. I don't think it's even gonna be an October release. My guess is he's gonna make an Oscar run for it because it's very stylized, which is not what I expected from Edgar Wright. But I'm in. I'm gonna watch it. This man hasn't missed yet, but I don't know. This one is a gamble. I'll say it. I think Baby Driver was pretty good. It just didn't have the heart and the kind of like what's the word I want to use?
And heart and soul.
Heart and
Kevin Spacey.
soul. Yeah, it didn't. Well, no, Baby Driver did have Kevin Spacey in it. I think Baby Driver was just missing a lot of the kind of relationship drama that the Cornetto trilogy kind of had, and I think that's where Simon Pegg came in and really filled that. I think that's his expertise, and Edgar Wright is more of the visual guy, because Baby Driver and Scott Pilgrim are both very visual movies, and I think they kind of fall flat in the not the dialogue, but the kind of interpersonal relationships between the characters, where the Cornetto trilogy is nearly perfect in every single way. But I digress. Last Night in Soho is probably going to be good. No release date for it yet, but the Queen's Gambit lady is in it, so it's probably going to be a masterpiece. So I still haven't seen that show. But, who cares even? Not me.
Probably not me.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's most everything I had. I'll go over what I watched this week, because I watched some movies. I don't know if you guys know this, but I have been known to watch movies from time to time.
What?
No.
I know. Pretty crazy. I watched 2001: A Space Odyssey. Pretty cool. It was pretty fun. The monkey part was the best part, and it's over in like 20 minutes. Pretty disappointing, honestly. So if they made the whole movie the monkey movie, that would probably be cool. Like, cut out all of the like 30 minutes of spaceships slowly docking into ports, like the bulk scene. And
From the movie The Bulk.
from the movie The Amazing Bulk, probably the best movie ever made.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I get that scene now, because it plays the same music as the Bulk one does, and it's just as slow, and nothing happens. So I understand. I understand what Louis Schoenbrunn was really going for when he was making The Amazing Bulk. It's sad that I have that man's name memorized, but I've seen that movie so many times.
Artist, bro.
He is an artist. I don't know what else he's done, but whatever. I watched that. I just watched Reservoir Dogs again today. Not for the first time, but the first time in a very long time. And that is a good movie.
Wow, coldest take of the century.
It's a cold take. It's very low budget, which, I mean, not necessarily a bad thing. It certainly isn't as like over the top gory as a lot of Tarantino's stuff is. Even his next movie, Pulp Fiction, is like a huge step forward in like, blood and guts and stuff. You see Vincent Vega
The
get his
budget was like 15 times more. Though.
yeah. You get picked up by Miramax, and that's what happens. You get that Harvey Weinstein bump.
Indeed, that cash.
Yeah. Um, but yeah, Reservoir Dogs is great. There's only like one location for most of the movie, which is pretty interesting. It's a good idea, which he kind of did later in The Hateful Eight, but I think even more so because there's a lot of flashbacks and stuff in the Reservoir Dogs. But we'll see. I think me and my aunt are going to be watching a lot of. We're going to do a Tarantino marathon without Pulp Fiction because we don't need to watch Pulp Fiction again. I've watched it like 4
Very
times
true.
last year. I don't need to see it anymore.
You don't want to watch Bruce Willis' Sex Dungeon?
Last year, I think I probably saw Pulp Fiction 3 times. So I do not need to see Pulp Fiction again.
3 times too few.
Yeah, I like movies. I've watched Pulp Fiction 3 times in a year.
That's how you know
Ask
you're a
me
movie
anything.
connoisseur.
Well, it was one of those things where it was like my movie club showed it, and I was like, okay, cool, I'll watch that. And I came home, and one of my local theaters was doing a thing where it was like, hey, come see Pulp Fiction in theaters. And like, they have these things where once a month they'll give you like a free cup and like some memorabilia and stickers and stuff from the movie. And they were doing Pulp Fiction because they do Pulp Fiction like every year, it seems. I'm like, okay, fine, I'll go to the Pulp Fiction one. And I took my aunt to go see it with me because she's a big Tarantino fan. So we went and saw it. And then I think I saw it. Man, I know I saw it one other time. I just don't remember what prompted it. But yeah, I've seen Pulp Fiction twice in theaters and probably like 2 or 3 times just at home. And it's not my favorite Tarantino movie. I think Django is, and I've only seen that once. So, call me a hypocrite, I guess. But watch Reservoir Dogs if you haven't. If you want to be pretentious and tell people that you've seen 2001: A Space Odyssey, then watch 2001: A Space Odyssey. I wouldn't call it a must-see for everyone, though. You have to be really into the artsy stuff.
Stupid.
Yeah.
I think
basically something.
most of it is the spectacle of like, whoa, they made that. I need to see when they made it because it is impressive for whenever.
1976.
Close, 1968.
Frick.
This is a Stanley Kubrick movie. I can see why people say that he faked the moon landing because wow, the special effects in this movie is absolutely phenomenal. There are shots in it that I have no idea how he did practically, where people are just like walking on the ceiling. It's literally it's crazy. If you watch that, I would just like watch some of the like a highlight reel and just look at that because again, there's probably like a 10-minute sequence of a ship docking into a satellite on the ISS and then they just walk to the moon and then they hurt their ears and then it cuts to a completely different setting and it's like, what was the point of the freaking 10-minute ship docking sequence, you stupid idiot Stanley Kubrick?
Wanted to show it off, that's all.
He did. I get it, but man, was it really boring. So, watch that. I think the most interesting part of that movie, like unironically, is the monkey part. And then the ending of the movie is just absolutely batshit crazy. And it's like, okay, I think like it actually lost me at the end where it's just like a bunch of flying colors everywhere. And then he sees himself as a baby orbiting to Earth. And I'm like, okay, what was the point? Maybe I'm just too stupid. I'm sure I could watch some like teenage Indian kid on YouTube explain the ending of 2001 better than I currently understand it. But yeah, right now I would say I don't recommend 2001 to everybody. You would have to be really into movies. And also it's like 2 hours and 50 minutes long. So if that isn't a turnoff for you, then watch it. But if any or all of what I just said makes you not want to watch the movie, then don't watch the movie. So I think that's fair.
Yeah.
Watch The Shining. It's way better. And it's Kubrick's best thing he made, I think. Or watch Doctor Strangelove. That's fun.
Watch Doctor Strange.
go watch Doctor Strange. The new one is directed by Sam Raimi. I'm very interested in that. Wait. Why am I second guessing myself? I'm pretty sure it's the Doctor Strange movie. Yes, Sam Raimi. And it has and Tobey Maguire is in the cast. So he's probably gonna say Pizza Time, and I'm gonna laugh so hard.
I hope so.
Yes.
When they said Pizza Time in the new Spider-Man movie for absolutely no reason, it made me laugh so hard. They're in Italy, and they said Pizza Time. Get it?
I can't believe it.
It was fine. It was fun. I don't want to take too much away from it. It was just a little bit stupid if you had no idea. If you hadn't seen Spider-Man 2 and you're just a stupid Marvel movie fan and you just go into the theaters and then just a bunch of people are like, Pizza Time, and it's like, okay. But yeah, that's all I have for the podcast, so.
I hear Babby, he said he had another topic.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty big world news. Over in Australia, they found 3 kangaroos